whole lives.
Pete, I'm done running.
I'll be filming the rest of this in a different location, but later I will be on my way to a screening of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Welcome to Initial Reactions, where I give my preconceptions about a movie and then give my first thoughts about said movie as I'm coming out of the theater. It's been an interesting journey for the Guardians of the Galaxy. They started off as characters that nobody knew, not even Marvel fans, and now they're some of the most recognizable faces and names of the entire franchise. Initially, they were going to have the MCU focus more on the cosmic side of things, with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 being the kicking off point, and James Gunn kind of overseeing that whole area. The movie was supposed to come out in 2020, but then James Gunn got fired for some inappropriate tweets, and then we had the COVID pandemic, and yeah. But now James Gunn has jumped ship to DC, and now he's in charge of an entire universe. I'm curious to see as how he caps off this trilogy, as he has made it clear that this will be the last time we will see these characters, as well as this iteration of the team. Will he kill them off in a grim and dark finale, or will he just kill one of them off? A lot of theories are pointing to Rocket being the one who gets killed off, as Groot has already died, and Drax, while Drax's arc is complete, he doesn't really need to be killed off. It'll be interesting to see how the relationship between Peter Quill and Gamora is handled, since this Gamora is from an alternate timeline. And with that, it does have me a little bit concerned that it might be less of a standalone movie and try too hard to connect to the bigger universe, especially since this will be the last MCU movie that I plan to see in theaters, at least for the foreseeable future. Put your Walkmans on, let's do this. Okay, I was not prepared for that. If this does truly end up being the last MCU movie I see in a theater, or ever, what a way to close out. In terms of balancing out the humor with the more dramatic elements, this is more in line with Guardians 1 than it is Guardians 2, which is a big plus. I felt like the character of Adam Warlock was definitely underused. This has come from someone who knows Adam Warlock's story and how he's used in the comics, and yeah, honestly, I don't think there was any way where they were going to use Adam Warlock properly. The dude came in way too late for the MCU. He should have been part of the The dude should have had his appearance before the end of the Infinity Saga. That's just all I'm going to say about it right now. What I appreciated was how it wasn't afraid to go dark. It is genuinely disturbing in some scenes. Now, most MCU movies, or superhero blockbusters in general, tend to get a PG rating here in Canada. I know it's PG-13 down in the States, but I guess we're just more lenient on action-packed blockbusters. This movie got a 14A rating. For comparison, that's the same rating that the latest Scream movies, and the Jump Street movies, and the Deadpool movies got. Granted, this movie is not even close to those movies' levels of language or violence, but when a PG-13 movie gets a 14A here in Canada, that's the sign that they are not playing around. Like, this is not a movie for kids. I wouldn't go far as to say that this is a return to form for the MCU, because, if I'm being honest, Spider-Man No Way Home was sort of a bit of a return to form, and we all know what happened there with the movies that followed. This was my final trip to the theaters to see an MCU movie, unless Deadpool 3 turns out to be really, really good. Until I say otherwise, consider me done with the MCU. It was a great franchise while it lasted, but I think now is the time to, well, for me personally, to let it go. And what a time to let it go. 15 years after the first Iron Man came out. Now, I know there's people out there who are going to see every single Marvel project regardless of quality, and that's their choice. But for me, that was it. I highly recommend this movie, but bring tissues and maybe don't eat anything during this.